Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the W.A.B Sports Talk here on this Saturday morning, our pregame show with Mr. Tim Beret. How you doing today, Tim?
I'm doing fine, Buck. How things in Tennessee? I am up in Pittsburgh, getting ready to go to the team. I got to travel with the team on this trip. Of course, I'll be on the air with Don Munson on the radio network. And
Okay.
so we had a nice trip up here yesterday. Had about the biggest plane I've ever seen. It held 293 people. I don't think there were 293 people on it, but every year they have a trip for the board of trustees, the board of
Right,
visitors, the
right.
wives, and that's this trip this year. I think part of the reason is it's that this trip because it's the first time Clemson has played Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh ever. We did actually play Duquesne in Pittsburgh
Uh-huh.
in 1947, but that's the only time Clemson's played a football game in Pittsburgh previously.
So explain to us why, like, they've been in the league for, I guess, what, 2014, 15? Why is this our first time playing? How did that work, Tim?
Well, the way the format of the schedule works is you play every team in your division, which in Clemson's case is the Atlantic Division. You play them every year, and then you
Right.
have a permanent partner with a team in the Coastal, which is Georgia Tech. So we play that team every year. So that's 7 of the 8 games, and then you rotate one team a year from the Coastal. So this year it is Pittsburgh. Last year, for instance, we played Virginia. Was that rotation? So it is kind of strange in that they're in the same league. But when you look, we will not come. The way the format is now, it probably change at some point. But right now, we don't come back to play Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh until 2033. So you play
Wow.
basically you play we play every team in the coast division every 6 years. It is very interesting that we will play we will only play Pittsburgh after today is over. We will play Pittsburgh just one time before 2032. We will play Notre Dame 5 times in 2032. Notre Dame's not in the ACC yet. We're going to play them 5 times as many times as Pittsburgh.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you. Notre Dame is not in the ACC, but we'll be playing them a lot more. So that's kind of, I guess, because they got so many teams in the ACC now, and they got a Eastern and Western bracket. That's how it's set up.
Right.
And you have a. That's why we end up having the ACC championship game up in Charlotte, where the winner of the East play the winner of the West. Okay, I see that. That I
Yeah.
guess that's pretty much well different back when we used to have 8 teams in the ACC. You
Correct. You're
know, and
exactly right. When you were in school, and but that's how they could. The only way to speed it up as far as playing more teams is to eliminate the permanent partner. Now, of course, that would eliminate a lot of rivalries if they did that, and they don't really want to do that. For instance, you kind of want to play Georgia Tech every year. Miami kind of wants to play Florida State every year.
and South
Virginia,
Carolina. Don't forget South Carolina now.
right now, South Carolina, we're going to play every year. So
So they,
that's just the way. That's just the way that is. That's not going to change.
so you say y'all flew out yesterday. What was the atmosphere? I know you went to practice. What was the atmosphere
So I
leaving?
go ahead and give you a report. Practice on Fridays when we travel. It's all meetings and going over games and things like that. So we actually did not practice. We did not go to the stadium. Then today, this morning, walk through here in the hotel, or we'll have one right before we get on the bus. As soon as I leave you, I'm going to run downstairs and get on the bus. We always get there early because you sure as heck don't want to miss the bus because at 1 o'clock that bus is leaving. And they're not. I mean, I've been around 40 years, Buck, but Cadabo's not waiting for me, and I don't expect him to. So we got to be there early. But the weather, I know people like to know what the weather is when they're going to watch a game because the weather can affect a football game. It's been raining most of the morning. However, it's supposed to stop at noon. There's only a 20% chance of rain while the game is being played between 3:30 and 7. So that should be a good deal. The temperature should be about 55 degrees. which isn't bad for football weather. So it should be decent football weather, although it's probably going to be overcast. Those of you watching the game on TV probably won't see a lot of sunshine in Heinz Field today, but I'm not sure the sun ever shines in Pittsburgh anyway.
Well, I have a question, Tim. So you've been around. So what can we expect as Clemson Tiger fans? Are we gonna have any change up in the lineups on offense today?
Hang on, my door's knocking. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be right back. Y'all hold on one second. We got Mr. Tim Ray live here on W.A.B. Sports. Yeah. He's in Pittsburgh with the Clemson Tigers.
All right, I'm back. All right, as far as our lineup today, the good news is the offensive line will be the same as it was in the last game. Rayburn is still out with COVID for one more week, but then we will get him back for Florida State. Now Trotter, who played in his place, has did a great job last week, so it'll be good to have some continuity in the offensive line. We are going to get Shipley back in the backfield, which is huge, probably a week earlier than we thought. I was at practice twice this week, and he looked really good. Didn't seem to have any. I still expect Kobe Pace will start, but we'll see. We'll see Shipley and Maffa at some point during the game. The negative news is that Joseph Ngata, who is our leading receiver in terms of yardage this year, did not make the trip because he has a case of COVID, and Ladson didn't make the trip because he's still got a pulled hamstring problem, and E.J. Williams is out. So that's three key receivers that we're not going to have today, and that's certainly something what you would like to have when you play Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's defense is a little unusual in that they kind of they'll play you press man on the outside, which means one-on-one coverage, and so they kind of force you to hit long plays, and so competitive plays with your receivers. Now, Joe, I think, is as a rising star. He's going to start today, and Bo Collins, number 80, is a freshman who will see action, and Dakari Collins, the other freshman, who's no relation to the other Collins, he's going to see a good bit of action today. So we're kind of down a little bit in the receiving situation. So I think the key to the game is Clemson's got to hit some long passes, which quite frankly we haven't done much of this year. But then again, we've played against defenses that haven't let us do that. They've played three deep safeties, some of these teams that we've played. So it'll be, I don't want to say easier, but DJ will have more of an opportunity to hit the long passes than he has had. But Pittsburgh has a good defensive line. Put pressure on the quarterback too. So it's going to be maybe an interesting chess match. Oh, I got to mute. Are you muted? Can't hear you. All of a sudden, you got fuzzy.
Good, yeah.
There you go, a little better.
At least he had so these young receivers have opportunity to step up and make a name. So you got to take advantage of this opportunity.
Hey, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You just want me to talk on my cell? Okay.
Tim? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good news from the defensive side, Buck, is we're going to get Booth back. He's arguably our best guy in the secondary. number 23 for the fans will be watching on TV today. He did not play in the game against Syracuse, and he's an all ACC. I mean, I've seen some draft projections have him as a first round possibility, for this coming season. So he's going to be very important to go against Kenny Pickett. This will be the first game which we have all 6 of our cornerbacks healthy, Buck. So that's going to be, very important today going against this Kenny Pickett, who's had 21 touchdown passes and he's been intercepted just once. He's really having a terrific year. Now, it is interesting to point out he's really struggled in 2 games against the Venables defense. He threw 4 interceptions last year, including 3 in the first quarter when we jumped out to a 31-0 lead. His passing efficiency is only 75 for his career, which is not very good against Clemson. So he's done pretty well in that regard. So we'll have to see.
Answer your cell phone.
But I know defense is stepping up, keeping us there. So that's good news right there. We have
one other thing I forgot to mention. I think we're going to get some plays out of Tyler Davis today. He was going to be out for like 6 or 7. I think he could get 10 to 15 snaps today, which certainly will help matter.
Guys are ready to go. Thinking your eyesight, they're ready.
Yeah, they are, but so is Pittsburgh. Let me tell you, this is a huge game for Pittsburgh. They have not lost over 50,000 people. The Steelers aren't playing this weekend, so they've got all the limelight in this area this weekend. So people are fired up. I think it's going to be a pretty good crowd today at Heinz Field.
Yeah, I don't know. The speaker is doing something. But,
right.
So how? So the defense, we good on the defense.
Sounds good, Buck. Good luck to everybody. And everybody stay safe and have a good day. Secondary, 23 against Syracuse, and he all ACC projections first round possible. For the season, so he's going to be important against this, which we have all 6 of the quarterbacks healthy. So that's going to be very important. He's had 20 really having a terrific. He struggled against. He's thrown 4 interceptions last year, including 3 in the first quarter. Jumped out to a 31-0. Passing efficiency 75, not very good. Against them pretty well in that regard.
That's good. So okay, I'm thrilled about defense, Tim. I've been having a crazy year offense and stepping up, keeping us there. That's good news right there. We have defensive backs back. One other
thing we got to mention. I think we're going to get some. He was going to be out for like 6 or 7. Snaps.
The atmosphere around there today is pretty good. Guys are ready. Thinking your eyesight, they're ready. They're to perform to their best.
Yeah, let me tell you, this is a huge game for